Okay, so now that we have our drawer complete, we have our little jump scare right here. This abandoned house is finished, I think. So we can go back to our cabin, and here we can add a light. We will add a light that we can switch with a switch. We will add a hanging lamp, and here we will add a light switch that we can interact with and toggle the light. So let's see how we can do that. Let's go to main interactable actors, and we'll create new blueprint class actor, and this will be BP underscore lamp. Let's open it up. Let's close all the cabinet stuff. We don't need it. Okay. And we will also need to create blueprint class called which will be actor, and this will be called BP light switch. Just like that. Let's open it up as well. So now we need to import models for the lamp and for the light switch. So let's go to main 3D models, and in game files we have this hanging light and light switch. So let's start with hanging light. Let's import this model. Let's import. Okay. If we will go to the lamp model, you can see that it doesn't have any textures properly assigned. So we have this light holder. Let's open up this texture, and you can see that it's a complete mess. So let's delete everything, and let's do it quickly from scratch. We will use this hanging light holder base color as a base color. Here we have metallic. Here we have normal. And finally, roughness. Okay, now if we will just save this, go back to lump, you can see this lump looks okay. Looks pretty realistic, and it will look great in our game. Don't worry about this material for now. This is just a light material. Let's close this lamp model. And as for the light material, we will have to rename this to light off. And we will duplicate this material, and we will create a different material for light on. So the light off material will be just super simple. Let's delete everything, and let's hold free and left click somewhere, so it will create a vector free. So RGB, a regular RGB node. Let's plug this to base color, and let's double click here to make it white. Okay. So that's that's the light off material. Now let's go back to light on, where we also need to get rid of everything. And here we will do something really similar. We will create a vector free. So hold free and left click. But we will multiply this by like 100. Make sure that this color is white. And if we will plug this to emissive color, you see that this is shining like a light should. And you can change this color to more like yellowish to make it look more natural if you prefer. Yeah, I think this will look better. Okay. And here you can multiply this however you want. So let's just save this. And we will just toggle between the light off and light on material, and it will just look really nice. Let's close these two materials because we don't need them. And let's go back to BP lamp. And before I forget, let's go back to 3D models, where we will import our light switch model. Let's import it here. Let's click import. And here, if we will save everything, you can see that we have this material, which is a plain white material. We don't want that. We want to apply some textures that we have here. So let's just go with base color. Let's plug it in here. But we will plug this base color not only to base color, but we will also grab a vector free. We will make it white, and we will multiply this material by the white material, and we will multiply this by 0.05, and we will plug this into emissive color, and that will make sure that this material is slightly visible in the dark. So we will have completely dark room, and I want this light switch to be a little bit more visible than everything else. And now we can continue with every other texture. So here's our metallic. AO is ambient occlusion. Normal is normal, obviously. And last but not least, roughness. Let's plug it here. Save this material. And now our light switch will look better. But let's focus on our lamp first. We will add a static mesh. And we can name this lamp mesh. Compile. And now we can select our lamp mesh right here. This lamp. These are from starter content that we've imported before, but now we just want this lamp here. So yeah, let's compile, and we can actually go to our level game, and we can bring this lamp. So go to BP lamp, this one. We can move it a little bit higher and try to position it in the center of this building. So we can move it higher, we can move it to the center like this, a little bit higher maybe, and a little bit to the left. Okay, I think it's perfect. Maybe just maybe a little bit more to the right. Yeah, I think this looks good. So let's go back to BP lamp and make sure that the default material is light off. And this BP lamp will not have any functionality here. Nothing here, nothing in the construction script, just nothing. All this BP lamp will have is one variable. This variable is really important, and it will be named light material slot, and this will be an integer. Here we need to provide a slot for the material for the light, and this can be also set to instance editable, so that we can go to level game, click here, and make this light material slot a 1. Because if we click on the mesh, this element 1 is the material slot for the light off and light on. So we need to save this in a variable in order to change that later. So now let's move on to our switch.